Well, since you're here and Carl isn't, and I really want to get this solved, I will take you up on that. What I need is very technical. I can talk you through it remotely. I'm gonna head to the monitoring station. The first box we're looking for is over near UC Surplus. You know, Antonio's place. I can contact you once you get there.
Actuary. Now look at me.
You like my fit? I got it from one of the outfitters here.
Jetpack damaged or something?
Signed up for a test pilot program just the other day. I'm not gonna end up like these.
Well, it's a quaint shop, isn't it? Stay out of trouble.
No loitering, okay? Hey, take care.
I read an article about the all chunks diet. I think I'm gonna try it out for myself. I'm as cool as Solomon. Oh, when I grow up.
something you might be interested in. Here, I have something for you. You're welcome. I picked it up on one of our latest planetary expeditions. I'm more than just an extra gun, you know. I'm just pleased I get to utilize some of my old field collecting skills. It's been a while. Check back with me from time to time after we return from our planetary jaunts. If I pick anything up, it's all yours.
I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for? I haven't been to Londinium in many years. Why? Is there some way I could be of assistance? Were you able to recover what you were looking for? Now, what in the heavens would make you claim something as ludicrous as that? Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us. You know, you're far more clever than I expected. You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti, New Atlantis, my doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I, figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinium, learning to synthesize it, use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing. All in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you appear. So why would someone like me go through all this trouble? Not a bad thought. But no. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinium spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's Terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential. These were the final days of the colony war, Captain. The Freestar Collective had spies everywhere. I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could would swoop down, start breeding Lazarus plants, and oh, just like what was happening on Londinium at that very moment. Sealing off the city, it was the only option. Simple to say now, but with the outbreak raging from a barely understood source, I removed the dangerous variant. But then, as the war ended, my trial, and what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the... No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person the dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlais, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You. It wasn't easy. But the beauty of being loathed is that people will do whatever they can not to deal with you. They wanted to pretend I didn't exist. And so I used their blind eye to my advantage. Still, establishing a back channel to Orlais via the UC recovery teams was painstaking work. I've led campaigns less nerve-wracking. They believed they were luring in wanted criminals, but were in fact delivering precisely encoded slates, filled with instructions invisible to any but their recipient, dropped off at just the right moments to fall into the proper hands, all without the UC realizing whom you were actually dealing with. Slow work. But as you can see, can't remember the many lives you've taken. Orlais was the man whose death you brought about around the moon of it. The man I am. There are no heroes without a villain. I simply arranged the opportunity for us to overcome one and become the... And we... Oh. It's why I had Orlais reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant. And look at the results. I know for... Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy it. Something befitting the dedication to the college. While of course they can't give you a command, responsibility like that has to be earned. I expect you'll be quite pleased with the result. And none of it would... Precisely. And let's not forget the importance of our eliminating the terramorphs, securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. Well, I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlais's role in the attacks. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the cabinet. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. Hunting down criminals and other threats to you. I expect they'll give me a bit more free range once you would help me, like you did with Orlais. Track them down. Impossible, though, if the cabinet learned. And how many have you killed to get what... There are no great works that don't cost lives, Captain. So we sacrificed a few dozen in the attacks. I only hope you'll see the same.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
To Venus? Only one point of Moira's patrol route to work from. That's how it goes sometimes. Ask whatever you'd like. My parents considered themselves to be, by the time I was old enough to stop. It's not that I don't want to believe in any. Having been out there, I'm sorry if that disappoints you. Talk to you later. Good work with the bartender. Bring me anything useful? So long. To Venus? Glad to haul what it... Okay.
Perfect timing. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Asylees are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terramorphs.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our...
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things. I already sent along info to the cabinet. So what about your end? Did my father tell you what he knew about the lab?
Orlays? Reginald Orlays? He did...
I don't know much about Orlays, but anyone with a sick mind like that needs to be tried.
That's some impressive work. So then give us the rundown. Where's Orlays now? I see. Would have been any idea why he might have done it?
Aha! That makes sense. Instead, he stumbles on the plant and finds the
Decides to use the plant against the people. Well, at least he won't be able to hurt anybody else now. So I guess there's nothing else to do but get this all in front of the cabinet. This might be our last opportunity to talk things through. Asylees aren't hostile to humans, but they are megafauna. If someone decides to... But they've already been spread far and wide once before when the UC was raising them as livestock. Using them to clean up the terramorphs and leeches, though, it's not... Given what we know now about the Lazarus plant, the speed of the job does matter. They are.
Microbe needed minimal adjustment to account.
And the Asylees seem like they're even better at tracking leeches.
Hell of a sight to watch, though, when they catch them. Like an open airlock guzzling. Microbe is gonna make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned about this Lazarus plant getting deployed again, that's the way to go.
The cabinet can secure the Lazarus plant, and then we're not risking any surprises when it comes to...
You're being paranoid. You know the science.
I do know the science. I also know so I guess we're still in discussion. Then here we go.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true? The second report claims to know the perpetrator as well. Did Reginald...
That appears to be the case, ma'am. The captain tracked that information.
Reginald Orlays? Wasn't there a report he'd been killed recently?
Body was found floating around Etheria. Report from the Vanguard head in the area said you were trying to track him down.
Was this your work, Captain? Did you have any... Well, it appears this report contains definitive evidence Orlays triggered the attack.
Simply.
Indeed. Though it would have been preferable that Orlays be... You are to be commended for stopping him before he could... You have our thanks. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the cabinet to... As such, the cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. all materials related to the plant.
A sound decision, Madam President.
Well, luckily the natural hostility of Londinium makes keeping out trespassers relatively easy. But we'll ensure its growth is contained, that access to the plant is only permitted via highly regulated clearances, and that our troop presence on Londinium is increased. We're already discussing the elimination of one species, Captain. Explain to me why you wish to eliminate another.
Yes, absolutely. The UC has to be as transparent as possible from now on.
That is an idea with some merit to it. Decrease the likelihood of anything like this.
Two birds with a single stone. Very well. Well, thank you for the suggestion, Cap. So then, the Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also... In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps. The technology behind the using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path.
And fast results always lead to the best out.
As you can see, there remains debate among the... Major?
We've been having similar debates ourselves.
I see. Cap...
I'm in full agreement. No need be delving into unpredictable sciences.
Here's hoping they'll be kept on a short leash.
That, madam, is most certainly the plan.
Order, please. And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you three the founding members of the TMD. As befits such a group, the Cabinet wanted to display its gratitude. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah.
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives to the... Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement, an additional reduction on the cost, and I'm told the penthouse. You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sinan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, this meeting is adjourned. Check in with your commanding officer. All your future assignments will be
Private sector. Now that's where the real money's at.
Pardon.
Yes? What?
executioner. So the cabinet knows the truth about Orlais. Splendid. That means you and I. I'll tell you why. Because the UC was, in the last days of the war, the UC was on the precipice of executing a massive strike, capable of obliterating Freestar Central Command. I thought I'd had myself, but such invasions are costly. Others in the UC believed the blockade would be sufficient to bring the Freestar. So instead, they sacrificed far more lives in a protracted war, rather than doing the right thing from it. You'd be right. Everything was in place. But just before we could launch the strike, word came from Londinian. The Terramorph outbreak had begun. I went to the city to assess the state of things. We couldn't spare ships for a proper quarantine, so it was my decision to destroy the spaceport and seal off the city. I had a single ship. What would you have had me do? Ask them and the Terramorphs to form a line? No. I touched down, assessed the situation. Very well. So upon my return from Londinian, we proceeded with our killing blow. Initially, we had great success against the mess the Freestar Collective called it. But then the Freestar citizenry decided to get involved. Dozens. I, of course, had no trouble firing on what should have been designated enemy. But my peers had lost the stomach for it. So many lives lost. They picked our ships apart. The UC surrendered not long after. That's one way of putting it. But yes. We were in the middle of an all-out war, Captain. Committing ships. Which city would you prefer I'd sacrificed? Sidonia? And if anyone else had learned about the Lazarus, I weighed the options. One Once we'd cracked synthesizing the Lazarus plant's pollen, research that took years in and of itself, the attacks Orlaze's ship would land on our target, bearing a few heat leeches. Then Lazarus pollen was pumped out of the ship during liftoff from the plant. Shortly thereafter, a strike perpetrated in mere moments, with no one. Well, thanks to our combined efforts, the Sanan name has more clout with the cabinet than it has in you. I have a long list of names civilized society would be better without. I just need... Should we begin the hunt? Just making this settled system. Arms dealers, rogue scientists, UC turn. I'd be directing you to them, and you'd... The UC doesn't consider these threats worthy of action just yet, which is why we'll be dealing with them before, as far as possible legal repercussions. You may have to deal with some mercenaries or other general banditry, but no one's gonna shed a tear if a merchant of death or a chem peddler and their henchmen meet. You won't be going after anyone that UC might miss. Just what I was hoping to hear. There's a slate.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
finally be off our ship.
This is an active industrial site. It will be advisable to wear a hard hat.
Hey! Interested in making some credit?
Deadline's creeping up and temper's been flaring. One of our workers got so steamed they just left. We need him back. We need someone to convince them to come home before they get themselves killed. We'll pay well.
Thank you.
It's a miracle that none of this equipment was crushed when you did it.
There's got to be something useful out here.
wrong job.
You traveled a ways to find me. I know they sent you, but I'm sick and tired of how that... I mean, out here's no picnic. I'll hear you out. You really know how to lay on a guilt trip, don't you? That's what I'm hoping. Fine, enough. I'll go back, all right? I'm ready to go home. I'll follow your lead.
Don't rush the scan. Wouldn't want to overlook anything valuable.
Let's get them! We made it. I'm safe now.
You're back. Thank you so much for taking care of our friend. Here. This is for you. You've earned it.
Pardon.
hope you've calibrated that thing.